Welcome back to this new inspirational video. Today I wanted to go on with chapter 12 called Hurry and Habit from the book The Science of Being Great. Now hurry and habit, these are two tendencies we have to be very careful about when we want to realize bigger and bigger dreams in our lives. You might have a huge dream that you really want to realize, but then because you're in a state of, hurry and impatience, you kind of delay the realization of it to begin with. Because in a way you are, as paradoxical as it seems, contradicting yourself inside your mind. We are being taught through these lessons that we have to feel as if our dreams are already a reality within ourselves. So by being impatient and in a hurry to make something happen, it's like you're admitting and saying to yourself, it hasn't happened yet, so you're in a contradicting state of mind, a contradicting energy. And that is essentially what Wallace is warning about in this chapter. He started it out by saying, no doubt you have many problems, domestic, social, physical and financial, which seem to you to be pressing for instant solution. You have debts that must be paid or other obligations that must be met. You are unhappily or inharmoniously placed and feel that something must be done at once. Do not get into a hurry and act from superficial impulses. You can trust God for the solution of all your personal riddles. There is no hurry. There is only God, and all is well with the world. There is an invincible power in you, and the same power is in the things you want. It is bringing them to you and bringing you to them. And this is a thought that you must grasp and hold continuously, that the same intelligence that is in you is in the things you desire. They are impelled toward you as strongly and decidedly as your desire impels you toward them. The tendency, therefore, of a steadily held thought must be to bring the things you desire to you and to group them around you. So long as you hold your thought and your faith right, all must go well. Nothing can be wrong but your own personal attitude, and that will not be wrong if you trust and are not afraid. Now that one line I just shared, nothing can be wrong but your own personal attitude, and that will not be wrong if you trust and are not afraid. This happens to the best of us, to everyone, to me, to you, to your neighbors, to your friends, family. This whole concept of nothing ever being wrong but our own personal attitude is absolutely huge, because it surely dawns upon us if we take this serious that all that we're actually called upon to do throughout this physical life experience is to keep ourselves in an optimistic frame of mind. And then it means regardless of what's going on around us, regardless of whether things seem good or bad or not, regardless of whether people are treating us good or not, if we can just do this one thing, our life would change so dramatically in a good way, because then we're taking control over ourselves, over the only thing we can control, which is ourselves. Now Wallace went on to say that hurry is a manifestation of fear. He who fears not has plenty of time. If you act with perfect faith in your own perceptions of truth, you will never be too late or too early, and nothing will go wrong. If things appear to be going wrong, do not get disturbed in mind. It is only an appearance. Nothing can go wrong in this world but yourself, and you can go wrong only by getting in the wrong mental attitude. What is a wrong mental attitude? Well, no matter what your dreams are, if you are doubting it, it's the wrong mental attitude. If you're fearing, worrying that you can realize it, it's the wrong mental attitude. Everything that makes you feel bad is essentially the wrong mental attitude. So again, nobody can control your mental attitude. They might help you. These videos, for example, I try to help people see the power that lies within them so they can make a change for the better. But ultimately it's up to you to actually make sure that you don't end up in the wrong mental attitude, and if you do, don't stay there for too long. Don't waste your time. Get back on track in the right mental attitude, which means the attitude of fulfilled desires, of feeling that you can do something, that you have the power within you to make stuff happen. Everything that is not in harmony with such a state of mind is automatically already the wrong mental attitude. So the more you measure this for yourself throughout your days, the easier it becomes to recognize when you are in the right attitude or in the wrong. And once you are aware of that, you can more easily make a decision on which side you're going to pick. That's ultimately what we're after, to gain the awareness on how to actually control our own consciousness. Now he went on to say that whenever you find yourself getting excited, worried, or into the mental attitude of hurry, sit down and think it over. Play a game of some kind or take a vacation. Go on a trip, and all will be right when you return. So surely as you find yourself in the mental attitude of haste, just so surely may you know that you are out of the mental attitude of greatness. Hurry and fear will instantly cut your connection with the universal mind. You will get no power, no wisdom, and no information until you are calm. And to fall into the attitude of hurry will check the actions of the principle of power within you. Fear turns strength to weakness. Remember that poise and power are inseparably associated. The calm and balanced mind is the strong and great mind. The hurried and agitated mind is the weak one. Whenever you fall into the mental state of hurry, you may know that you have lost the right viewpoint. You are beginning to look upon the world or some part of it as going wrong. At such times read chapter 6 of this book. Consider the fact that this work is perfect, now with all that it contains. Nothing is going wrong, nothing can be wrong. Be poised, be calm, be cheerful, have faith in God. Next, as to habit, it is probable that your greatest difficulty will be to overcome your old habitual ways of thought and to form new habits. The world is ruled by habits. King, tyrants, masters, and plutocrats hold their positions solely because the people have come to habitually accept them. Things are as they are only because people have formed the habit of accepting them as they are. When the people change their habitual thought about governmental, social, and industrial institutions, they will change them all. Habit rules everything. Now, this part right here is very important. I have this underlined in my own book, but I really want you to pay attention here because it might help you out in this very moment. Because Wallace said, you have formed, perhaps, the habit of thinking of yourself as a common person, as one of a limited ability, or as being more or less of a failure. Whatever your habitual think of yourself to be, that you are. You must form now a greater and better habit. You must form a conception of yourself as a being of limitless power, and habitually think that you are that being. It is the habitual, not the periodical thought that decides your destiny. It will avail you nothing to sit apart for a few moments several times a day to affirm that you are great, if during all the balance of the day, while you are about your regular vocation, you think of yourself as not great. No amount of praying or affirmation will make you great if you still habitually regard yourself as being small. Now, this part is so important. Every day I have to measure this for myself. No matter what my dreams are, no matter what your dreams are, we're going to be confronted by this tendency, this habit of thinking of ourselves as being more or less of a failure, as he said, for example. This is so true. Maybe you wouldn't use the word failure in your own case, but there's always this downplaying going on in our minds that we think we probably aren't really that capable or that powerful or that able to do this, no matter what the dream is. But we have to become aware that when we're doing it, we're working against ourselves, and we're going to start thinking we can do it. No matter how many times you have to say it, you have to say it with feeling, you have to really mean it and feel the truth behind it. When you start redirecting your mind in the direction of I can, I am great, I have the power, I have limitless power behind me. And you have to start feeling this and believing in it, and then it becomes true and overrides that old habitual way of thinking that is perhaps holding you back right now. Now, he went on to say that the use of prayer and affirmation is to change your habit of thought. Any act, mental or physical, often repeated, becomes a habit. The purpose of mental exercises is to repeat certain thoughts over and over until the thinking of those thoughts becomes constant and habitual. The thoughts we continually repeat become convictions. What you must do is to repeat the new thought of yourself until it is the only way in which you think of yourself. Habitual thought and not environment or circumstance has made you what you are. Every person has some sense or idea or thought form of himself, and by this idea he classifies and arranges all his facts and external relationships. You are classifying your facts either according to the idea that you are a great and strong personality, or according to the idea that you are limited, common, or weak. If the latter is the case, you must change your central idea. Get a new mental picture of yourself. Do not try to become great by repeating mere strings of words or superficial formulas. but repeat over and over the thought of your own power and ability until you classify external facts and decide your place everywhere by this idea. In another chapter will be found an illustrative mental exercise and further directions on this point. And that is the end of this chapter. Now at the very end, as he said, what we really want to do here is not so much say that we are great and successful. Really, the idea is that we have to feel that this is true. How does that happen? Well, the easiest way is to start imagining as if you're successful. You start to imagine what that actually means. And the more you see that in your mind through your imagination, the more emotionally involved you automatically become. At first, you might become excited about the prospect that this could become a reality for you. That's good. And then as you keep imagining in that manner inside your mind, you are starting to become more emotionally connected with your dream. And then as you repeat these words, I am successful, to become more and more truth for you. You start to feel that this is true, that this is possible. It rises up from within. And then it overrides these old thoughts, these habits of hurry, of worrying, all that stuff. Because you're looking at your dream from the wrong angle. Always remember this. If you look at your dream from the right angle, there's no need to hurry at all. Let that really sink in and analyze for yourself. From what angle am I looking at my dream right now? A positive, uplifting one, or one of limitations and obstacles? Now, with that being said, if you're new to this channel, consider subscribing to receive inspirational videos on a regular basis. And never forget, dear viewer, that we are the dreamers.